Hey chatters, make sure you smile today. If you're anything like me, you think a little bit differently. You see certain movies that might play on your heartstrings, and then you see certain movies that leave you wondering. And The Blind Side was one of those movies for me. Now, The Blind Side, in case you haven't seen it, it was a 2009 film in which Sandra Bullock plays this sassy white woman from an elite part of town, and she takes pity on this young man that attends her son's school. She sees him walking in the cold. She saves his life. She fights off any racism and discrimination against him. She adopts him. They teach him how to read, write, and do other things well and save this young man. And then he gets drafted into the NFL, and he is now part of the family. Oh my God, what an amazing story. Bless this woman. Sounds great, right? But to me, when I'm watching it, I couldn't help but think that something seems off here. And I couldn't help but think, I wonder what the real Michael is doing or thinking. So fast forward to present day, and Michael is suing the Tahuis, or if that's even how you pronounce their name. He's suing the Tahuis, the family that took him in. Why is Michael suing the Tahuis? Well, in this document, it alleged that he was tricked. Michael at 18 thought that he was signing papers that he would be adopted and a part of the family. But what Michael was actually signing was a conservatorship in which now they can profit off of his name. Sandra Bullock went to win an Oscar for this movie, an Oscar for her role. It grossed over $300 million in the box office. Guess who received nothing? The man whose story it was about, the man whose life it was about. This was his real life. Now, who profited off of this? It's alleged in the court documents that his adopted family, the mother of the father and their two children, each received $250,000 up front and then 2.5% of the royalties. Their children. Michael claims to have received nothing, not a dime. So when I hear stories like this, chatters, when I watch certain movies, when I hear things years to come, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because, granted, I had a strong feeling in the movie that, wow, this is amazing. But then I had another feeling in the movie where I said, I don't know. Now, we know based on true stories that certain things are going to be fabricated or blown out of proportion or exaggerated for the theatrical effects. I get that. But something never sat right or well with me about that story. So I'm literally not shocked. I'm appalled, but I'm not shocked. I'm appalled because here we have a young man who went on to be successful. He was drafted in the NFL in 2009. And I love that he was able to still maintain his sanity and how he was able to provide for himself. But this is someone that already came from a troubled background, and he trusted someone. He trusted people. And that's where, when it comes to humanity, it almost makes me want to regurgitate, because I'm saying, how could someone be so vicious and so vile for the almighty dollar? Now, granted, the family, the Tahunis or whatever, however you pronounce their name, they haven't responded. But of course, they are shocked and appalled, and their attorney is going to handle everything and, fight back, etc. And they're still going to treat Michael as the same as he was 16 at age 37. I call bull. I call bull, because guess what? If that conservatorship exists, that's all the proof that anyone needs, because the fact remains that you decided to even do the conservatorship. And why did you do that? Because you knew that you can benefit. So you did not do this out of the kindness of your heart. You did not take this person in simply to love them and protect them. You didn't do it for that. You had an agenda. And I say shame on you. And to Michael, because guess what? The World Wide Web is really big. Michael, if you ever need a family, our door is open wide. You can come sit in the backyard. You can get in the pool. You can get in the hot tub. The only thing that we ask, you might have to pick up our uncle after he had a few and carry him upstairs and put him in the bed. Outside of that, you can be around a family that won't make you sign anything, but simply enjoy your company and some good food and some laughs. And we might do the electric slide and sing off key to Luther Vandross and Earth, Wind and Fire. But outside of that, somebody somewhere, when you see this man, give him a hug, because obviously He's been lied to for years. Now, I won't be watching The Blind Side again. And Twitter is on a buzz and people are wanting Sandra Bullock to give her Oscar back. Whatever comes of that, comes of that. But I say to these people, when you're doing these true stories, really make sure to check in on the people whose lives it's about and really make sure that they are going to be compensated in some way. Someone's life, someone's trauma is not necessarily a movie. And if it's going to be, please make sure that they are taken care of financially. Shame on anyone that took from that man. Shame on you. Make sure to like, comment, follow, and subscribe.